What's going on, guys? Welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Where we last left off, we talked to Xehanort, and he has commanded us to come to Radiant Garden. So let's get started.
Unversed. This can only mean Master Xehanort was right.
Starting off the level once again with an unversed battle. So let's deal with these guys.
Take him out!
Let's try out this fission move. Nice. Cool, got a firestorm. We're using fire attacks.
You're done.
Goodbye. Level 11. Defense increase.
Fire!
Gotta watch out for these hourglasses.
Want some?
Try to take that out first. Let's back off. When these guys start rolling like that, they self-destruct.
Freeze! Say goodbye!
Backing off. Keep my distance.
Thunder! Take that!
Too shabby.
Take that!
Another firestorm.
Take that!
Cool with that. Get out of there.
Heal! Freeze! You're done!
Fail.
Thunder!
Just gotta wait for this one to blow up. Success.
What's Master Xehanort doing here? Maybe he found something out.
Radiant Garden. Familiar sight to those who have played previous Kingdom Hearts installments. Alright, so let's see what kinds of loot we have in the area. We could probably jump and grab this one like we did just before. Should be some more items up here. There's one. Should have another one up this way. And we need to chase down Xehanort.
Why can't I ever seem to remember this address exactly?
Excuse me, Your Elderness.
Huh?
I believe you dropped this book.
Did I? Oh, I'm very sad to say this isn't one of mine, but what a remarkable book it is. This unassuming volume seems to have the unusual effect of awakening one's innermost abilities.
A book that makes people stronger? If it's all right, Your Elderness, might I have a closer look?
The name is Merlin. I'm a powerful wizard, and I'll have you know a lot of wisdom comes with age. Anyway, as I said, the book is not mine, but I'd be happy to keep it here for you.
Thank you, Merlin.
Right. So let's check out the book. Unlock the command board for the 100-acre wood. All right. That's all we can do with that. So let's look around the hut here. There should be... Well, I'm not entirely sure. Here we go. A little bit of loot. I believe that is all we have to do in here. So let's head back outside. That looked like a boss monster. Now, before we follow him, though, let's make sure we grab the map. And I'm going to do a little bit of item sorting. So I'm going to go ahead and sort my inventory, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, welcome back. I added a few new items here. I melded an item together with a cure and got one of these cures with an HP boost. So that's really the main reason you want to make sure you meld lots of items, because when you meld them, they'll give you those bonus abilities like the item boost and the HP boost. And when you max out the skill, you'll get those as permanent bonuses. And that's about all I did. Actually, let me go in here to my shot lock. Because I do believe I had a new one here, and I kind of want to try it out. The flame salvo. Another thing I've been putting off, and I'm sure some people have already complained in the comments about it, was I didn't upgrade my Keyblade, so I'm going to do that now as well. Trying to decide which one I should pick. I'll go with this one. It's a difficult decision because sometimes I like to have that bonus strength. But the magic might be nice. So let's grab a save and continue on. Let's look around here for a minute. We've got a balloon sticker up there. Some enemies to kill. Just gonna jump down here. More guys to slaughter.
Want some?
Got a counter hammer.
So long. Fire!
Goodbye. Awesome. Ah, these are some special type of enemies that will drop lots of loot. It's good to smack them around.
Want some?
Cool. So let's proceed on. Just gonna skip these guys. Should be a few more chests in the area, but to get to them, we've got to ride these all the way up. Right. Some more loot. Let's get a little bit of experience here. Awesome, got a diamond dust. So now we're gonna be doing ice attacks.
Take that.
Ah. Fell off. I have to go back around. That's okay.
Heal!
Get all the chests. Pretty sure I did. Just double check. Stop that. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with these guys.
Fire! Heal! You're done!
Not too shabby. Unlocked Gold Rush. Yeah, I did. Okay. I just wanted to double check. For some reason, I thought maybe I didn't grab the other one. Got too caught up in the battling. Let's dash past these guys. Some more items. Chest over here. Can't go around that way.
Fire!
I believe it's possible to finish these guys off before they detonate. There we go.
Want some? Freeze! Heal!
These plants are annoying. Shooting things at me.
Say goodbye!
Not anymore.
Fire!
He's gonna blow! Get out of there! Now he can't get to me. Good stuff.
Ven?
Terra! Aqua!
Oh, geez. It's time for a boss battle! First thing we're gonna want to do is go after the legs. So prepare yourselves. We're going after the legs. As the information is stated, take out the arms and legs first. Smack him around. That did quite a bit of damage. I gotta watch out for that. Whoa!
Heal!
Ooh, that packed a punch.
Fire!
If you dash at just the right time, you can actually dash right through the laser. You want to try to stay behind him. Do as much damage as you can. Oh yeah, he's gone. He healed up? Oh, that was just his legs. Now we gotta deal with the actual main part of his body. Back here.
Let's go. Say goodbye.
Some extra hits off there. Didn't pop in either. Stop that.
Heal. Let's go.
Sweet.
Fire. Freeze. You're done.
Well, at least it protected me.
Want some? Heal. Fire.
And down he goes.
Terra!
Then, now, come on.
Got him.
We make a good team.
Sure do. Oh, yeah. I got you these tickets.
For what?
Lifetime passes to Disney Town. He said to take 2 grown-ups.
You mean us? Listen to me, Ven. We need to get you home.
It's okay, Aqua. Trust me, that guy in the mask is history. He'll never badmouth Terra again.
You saw the boy in the mask?
Yes?
Ventus. Ven. You let Aqua take you home.
No way. I want to go with you guys.
You can't. We have a dangerous task ahead of us. I don't want you to get hurt.
And what is this dangerous task, Terra? It doesn't sound like what the Master told you to do.
It might be a different route, but I'm fighting the darkness.
I'm not so sure. I've been to the same worlds as you, and I've seen what you've done. You shouldn't put yourself so close to the darkness.
Listen to yourself, Aqua. Terra would never...
You mean you've been spying on me? Is that what he said to do? The Master's orders?
He was only...
Aqua?
I get it.
Terra?
Just stay put! I'm on my own now. Alright?
Terra, please, listen! The Master has no reason to distrust you, really. He was just worried.
All right, Disney Town Pass, a lifetime passport to Disney Town.